What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we got the old Smarty rope and dummy, and it needs a little work. It was used a little bit too much when it was new, so we are going to be fixing it. There's a bushing in here that's wore out, so it lets the whole leg swing back and forth. The hitch is a little bit wore out, so we're going to be changing that out. And then you can see these are broke, so I'm going to be fixing that too, and just doing general maintenance on this thing, making it look good and work good again. So just like that, we got it off, huh, Clay Bear? And now we got to start taking this part. Down in there is like the center bushing that everything runs on, and it is wore out, so we're probably going to take this to the car wash and clean it up really good, and then we'll be back so everything is nice and fresh. Well, guys, this has been a dang project. I got the old one all tore apart. This bushing that they have that goes through here with that shaft, let me find the piece real quick. As you can see, this shaft was welded to this bushing, and this bushing wasn't fully welded on straight. You can kind of see it's crooked there. Smarty could pick up their quality control just a little bit. I mean, you can see the gap right there. And so this is the lever that runs the switch. And yeah, this thing, you could see the switch was running crooked on it because that was welded on crooked. And like, you can see the grooves from the switch from the light that runs the back legs. Not really cool. So I'm gonna cut that off and weld it on straight, so it'll make it run better. And then I don't know about that, but we're gonna weld that back up onto that shaft. So they had this welded on this one's welded too on this side, you can see that. And they need to start using some Loctite, I think, because these fell out. That's not cool. So yeah, this bushing is the bushing that wore out originally on that one, because they didn't use Loctite on these and they fell out, and so it just let that wobble back and forth. Quite ridiculous, I think. It's not hard to use a little Loctite. Saves you a whole bunch of warranty stuff, I feel like. But that's just me. So we're gonna keep working on this and get it back together. Well, guys, got it back together. I had to, as you guys seen, I cut this a little bit right here, straightened it out so that that wheel up there will ride on that. Well, welded that back together. I went and Loctited all these so that they will not be coming off. And as you can see, it does not wiggle back and forth at all now. Show you the old one. This is the old one. that was a lot of slop because that set screw fell out of there. That was a pain in the butt to get all that out. Now I gotta fix the tongue part, and we're gonna be putting this new part in. So this new part, but just getting this back together. So something that I had a problem with a while ago is these bolts on the legs were loosening up really bad. So what I had to do was put a washer on each side and a lock washer right there and a nylock bolt nut, and I had to do that on every single, there's three of them on these bearings. So because that kept getting a whole bunch of slop in it, I tightened it up 2 or 3 times and it just get more sloppy and more sloppy. I made it to where I have a Milwaukee battery hooked up to this for the leg lights. As you can see, I got rid of that other battery, just hooked up one of these little 12 watt 12 amp Milwaukee batteries, and I bought an adapter off of Amazon and bolted it right there out of the way. Super easy to change that battery out when the battery dies, instead of having to charge the battery like what Smarty used to have you do. But I had to make sure that when I cut that off, because I had to get that through there, I had to time the legs again, make sure that was timed good. These are a new set of LEDs because on my last set, the solder part right there on both of these legs came loose. The solder broke and I tried soldering it and it wouldn't work, so had to splice in some new. Smarty sent me some new lights. Back to Smarty's quality control. See how crooked that thing is? It's like, goes like this. You think they would make things a little straighter? Especially when you're paying $5,000 for one of these things. Loctite, like I said. Oh, and those set screws down in there are missing, so I'm gonna be getting some new set screws for those. But it's time to get back to roping. So oh yeah, another set screw. The set screw on this wheel, as you can see right there, that set screw, there's 2 of them actually. Those are freaking loose too. Oh, I have used this thing, but it gets used nicely. I'm not like beating on it or hammering on it. I had to get a set screw for there too. Just kind of ridiculous that it's missing so many set screws. That little Loctite would fix a lot of it, I feel like. And yeah, we're making it better is what we're doing. So we're gonna keep after getting this thing back together. I'll show you, this is just kind of the innards of the Smarty roping dummy. You don't see, there's no videos out there of the mechanical part of this roping dummy. And so if you guys have any more questions, I can pull this thing back apart again and do some more videos of it. But I had to like strip this whole thing completely down to nothing to change out that center section. And Smarty's like, well, why is it wore out? I'm like, well, I don't know, got it apart, the freaking set screws are gone. So I hate being the whiner, but seriously though, it's kind of ridiculous. So yep, we're gonna finish getting this thing back together and call it good. I'm working on melting this crack back together in this case. That was another thing, is that wore out, which let these legs swing back and forth. And technically that should be underneath Smarty's warranty, but they weren't about to warranty this plastic piece, so because that bushing wore out. So I'm melting it back together now. I had to do this on both sides. I just heated up some wire and melted it into that crack, and then I'm gonna cut all these little tabs off, and then I'm gonna get some plastic or a zip tie or something and melt all over these and make that crack disappear. So I'll get to you guys when I'm done with that part. Well guys, they sent me a whole new frame like I said earlier, and it doesn't have the same nut system that was on the other one, so I just welded that right there, and then you can see I welded it right there. Got the pins through it, and we called it good. I put this new hitch on it because my other one was wore out, and yeah, the lights work on it still. Maybe. Oh, I took the Milwaukee battery out, but yeah, you can see my Milwaukee battery adapter in there. It turned out really good. Just not a fan of some stuff that the old Smarty thinks that they thought was good. Had to fix some of their stuff. Good thing I'm a mechanic. And we're gonna start roping this thing. Horses, fat and sassy, wild chickens, they might get me. So yeah, we're gonna go rope this thing tomorrow and have some fun with it. Remember guys, get out there and build some cool stuff. Everybody likes having cool stuff, and it's fun to fix your own stuff. So yeah, we'll see you on the next video. If you haven't liked, shared, subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it. Help the channel grow a little bit more. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.